home to me. This is where I was born and where I grew up. And I went to school just down the road, a place called Drayton Manor. Obviously nobody went there, but Rick Wakeman did. All of that. Well, I left school 37 years ago, which is probably before most of you were born. Do the maths, I'm 53. And of course I left, and you lose contact with all your schoolmates, and it wasn't so easy then because we didn't have social media, didn't have none of this Facebook, Instagram. You're lucky if you had a house phone. We did. We had a house phone, but unfortunately nobody we knew had a phone either. So just to check that we were still connected, we used to phone the talking clock. But of course, through Facebook, you can actually reconnect with all your friends, and you actually realise why you lost touch with them. You don't actually like them. But as I say, I left school 37 years ago, and I actually didn't mind school. I wasn't bullied or anything like that, and it was all right. But probably the reason that I wasn't bullied was because I was one of those kids that just sort of blended into the background. I don't think anybody actually noticed I was there. But the strange thing was, there was another girl in my class with exactly the same name. Now, Drayton Manor was quite a big school, and you would have thought it'd be quite easy to put us in separate classes. It was like 10 groups in each year. But no, both in exactly the same year, both in exactly the same class. But we were always getting each other's homework and school reports and exam results sent to our parents, but I never complained because she was much cleverer than me. And she didn't bunk off as much either. A few years later, a couple of years back, they had a school reunion. And I went to this reunion, and nobody, no surprise really, nobody actually remembered me. But I got talking to this guy, and he said, what was your name then? So I said, it's Jackie Stevens. He went, oh yes. Looked at me, he said, yeah, I remember you. And he looked me up and down, he went, my God, he said, have you changed? He said, you've really changed. And yeah, okay, I was a chubby little girl with National Health glasses and braces on my teeth, and I thought, well, I've lost the braces. And I thought, maybe he thinks I've really blossomed and I've come out of my shell, because believe it or not, I was quite shy at school. And he went, you've really changed. And then suddenly the penny dropped, and I realised that he must have been thinking of the other Jackie Stevens. Now, this was an easy mistake to make, apart from the fact that she was about 6 foot tall, she was lovely and slim, and she was black. But I actually hated sports at school, which would probably come as a bit of a shock to you. But one of my real hatreds was netball. Oh, they always used to pick like 2 of the popular girls. You know the sort, every school has them. They're always good at everything, they're always pretty, they always play either the flute or the bloody clarinet, and they get the best parts in the school plays. And me, I used to play the triangle. and one year I was a tree, and another year I was a post box in the school play. But getting back to netball, these popular girls that was always picked to be the team captains, they'd line everybody else up, and one by one they'd pick their teams. And needless to say, I was always the last one standing. Well, one day, as luck would have it, this girl had had a really nasty accident, and she had plaster on both arms, and she was in this weird sort of body brace thing. And I thought, ha-ha, I ain't going to be last today. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, surely they wouldn't make a girl with her arms in plaster do netball. Well, Drayton Manor was a tough school. The only way you'd get out of sports was by being in a coma. Now, you only ever tried forgetting your PE kit once, because they'd send you to the lost property box, and they'd give you some manky old kit, which quite often the previous wearer had actually had an accident in. Not nice. And another thing, we used to go swimming. There used to be a swimming pool behind the old town hall, the old Ealing Baths. It was disgusting. And if anybody, but it doesn't sound like any of you went to
Yes.
Well, do you remember the Ealing Baths? Do you remember? You probably will. Mrs. Mack.
Yes.
Are you scarred by Mrs. Mack?
Oh.
Mrs. Mack for those of you that have never met her, she was 4 foot nothing of pure evilness. Now, if you weren't swimming fast enough, she had this great big hook, and if you weren't swimming fast enough, she'd literally hook you and pull you along. And if you was mucking about, she'd push you under with the hook. Now, I remember we were doing a sponsored swim for, I don't know, the Cat's Home or something, and this kid started drowning, and she pulled him out with the hook, yeah, and she got him on the side of the pool, and everybody was like, oh, and she whacked his back and and he coughed out all this water, and then she got the hook and she pushed him back in the water and made him continue with the sponsored swim. We used to do cross-country running. Now that, again, was an absolute nightmare for me. But as it would happen, you'd come out of the school and just two secs. It's quick. You come out the school and you'd like, it was probably only a 2 or 3 mile route, but to me it was like the bloody London Marathon. But me and my mate Margaret, we would always hold to the back because she lived just round the corner from the school. So all the kids would run off and we'd run behind, and then we'd get to her house and we'd go in. We'd have a cup of tea, we'd have a bacon sandwich, watch a bit of telly, and then we'd work out the timing so that we could just come out the back gate, get down the alley, get back in the back of the crowd, and jog back to school. We got away with it for years, until one day Margaret's bloody mother forgot to put the clocks back, and we got our timings completely wrong, and we turned up way before everybody else. Now, normally this wouldn't be a problem, but on this particular day they were doing bloody time trials. So me and Margaret ended up being selected to run for the county. Fortunately, nobody believed it was actually me, and the other Jackie Stevens, she didn't do too bad. I think she did quite well. Poor Margaret, she was never seen again. She's probably still trying to get to the finishing line. Thank you.
Lovely, Jackie Stevens. We know